Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all LFC fans. Just wanted to again share today my post-match reaction to our 2-0 victory against Brentford. Great result. I think what you'll hear from me saying quite a lot in this post-match reaction is solid performance, which is good. Solid is good. Now, obviously, it was Slot's first home game in the league, so obviously it was good to get a nice reception from the fans, and really what I was probably looking for from the game was to really see how his tactics and his ethos and his style is now transferred into consistent playing style from our boys, and in terms of how they're now taking on what he wants and how they're delivering that. So for me, when I look at the game, the starting lineup was everyone that I thought would start. I think consistency is definitely going to be key. I think from what I've seen or read in terms of Slot, he likes to use a small squad, and he likes to consistently keep the same team if possible. I think that's what we'll probably start seeing that a bit as we go through the season. Now, first half steady. At times you could see the little patterns as well, just being created. Everyone's starting to get confident and used to each other. We would dominate the half as a total, but there was times where Brentford were trying to penetrate on our left-hand side with Potter against Trent, and I think there was one instance where Potter cuts in on the right-hand side and then has a shot off target, but that was about it really. Trent did pretty well, and I've been a bit of a critic in terms of Trent's defending, but I thought he did pretty well. Now, however, what the key action I feel that first half was when they had a free kick. Brentford had a free kick, corner, and the ball came in. Salah then stops the ball being shot by Brentford's player. Jota gets the ball, runs into midfield, and plays a nice time pass to Diaz. Diaz strides into the box, and before Mbeumo could get to him, get his name right, he shoots and just hits the keeper and goes in. Pretty good finish, and I hopefully feel that's a show now of Diaz being a lot more clinical in his play, especially when it comes to chances. We know he can create, but what we need to see is that consistency now. That's 2 in 2 games, so hopefully that's a consistent level that we'll see going forward. Second half was a lot more, I feel, a lot more signs of our football. At times there was some exquisite interchanging with Salah and Jota and Szoboszlai, really sort of showing us how the connectivity between these players can really unlock defences, and how Salah has that freedom now to come away from his wing and that interchanging with the middle of the park or middle of the centre forward and left wing side. That sort of, it's just allowed to roam somewhat, and there was just some exquisite football now. There was also a period of time where we were a little bit ropey, where I felt between sort of 55 minutes to probably about 70, I thought Gravenberch was a little bit tired. He looked shattered. Now, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like he's had to concentrate a lot on what's been asked for him, and I think in that concentration as well, it can actually tire a player. And I just felt at times he looked tired, but then he seemed to kick up again. So overall, I'll say in terms of Gravenberch as well, when I'm looking at him, he played really well. I thought Gravenberch played really well. I think he's really starting to show, what people saw in him as a young Ajax player, and obviously the period of time he's had at Bayern, which affected him, and it probably has affected his fitness as well, because he's not then been playing regular football enough before he joined us to really get himself into, the state that he needs to be to really be a top class, consistent player. But hopefully we'll see that. And, at times, I think that's a great move where he has the ball just in our half, and the best pass is over to Robbo, but he doesn't. He just pirouettes to his right-hand side, glides through the middle of the park, a lovely pass into Jota, who just has the shot saved. But it just really shows his class, that potential that he has to be a line breaker, to break the lines, and to be a really classy centre midfielder who has lots of time on the ball and is just exquisite with the passing and touch. So, I hope we see a lot more of that. Now, great pluses, I'll say, in that game again. Konate was on beast mode in that game. Virgil was his usual imperial self, didn't get out first gear. I thought Robbo did okay. I think Robbo did better than he did previously. Maka was just steady Eddie. I'll probably give him like a 6 or about 7, I'll say, in that game. And Sobs is showing again. We're starting to see Sobs that's really impactful higher up, almost like in that 10 position. We're seeing Sobs now interchanging. We're seeing, in fact, the second goal was Sobs getting in there, getting the tackle, win the ball, and then that eventually led to, on the 70th minute, Salah tucking it away in his left foot. That guaranteed us the game, and so we could breathe. But Sobs has really, really shown again what we bought him for, and hopefully now he's gone over sort of travel sickness in terms of being away from Hungary, and now he's now hopefully getting acclimatized to the UK, and he's feeling a bit less homesick. So hopefully we'll see more Sobs. Diaz had a great game. Diaz now two goals in 2 games. Good in transition, really good in transition. And that was shown in the first goal. A Klopp style goal, straight from their corner kick, and we just broke through a matter of seconds, balls in the back of the net. 27 completed passes, most of everyone. 5 chances created, and most duels won, 6 duels won. So really, we're seeing Diaz being that player we expect, and hopefully we'll hear nothing more about potentially him going to Barcelona. I think he needs to stay. He needs to stay and do what we know he can do for the team, especially with good coaching. So, Diaz, well done, 2 in 2. And, I think he was my man of the match, I would say, for his overall, and his assist as well for Salah's goal. So I'll say he's my man of the match. Salah himself, unbelievable. Vintage wine, as they say. He doesn't drink, but 128 goal contributions in 128 games. Says it all, eh? Hopefully Salah stays with us. Obviously contracts got to be sorted out. But if he's not, he's showing us that he will still perform, and he's performing. 2 games in a row now. He's shown. He's showing us what we all know. So may that continue, and maybe hopefully he's enjoying playing with it under Slot. Now, in terms of the second half, Trent, 5 chances created in about 20 minutes. Again, just shows us, his creativity, his ability on the ball. We know it all. And his defensively, he's looked better in the last 2 games. I'm going to move on from this and say it quickly. That kind of attitude, we need not to have that. We've all played football. I've hated coming off a pitch. I hardly ever did, but I'll be one of these moan he gets coming off. However, he's vice captain. The manager did the right thing. We need him to be fit. He's come off a bout of not being fit. He's had a disappointing experience with the Euros because of not being played. And we need him for the long season. So when we got opportunity, we have got Bradley to come step in. It doesn't need to be throwing the toys at the pram. And all it does is fuels people's opinion that he was looking for a move. that may be the case. But while you're at LFC, please respect it. Respect the manager, vice captain, act like the vice captain, please. And don't give the papers any, need to be writing stories as they will do. So let's move on from that. So when we look at Gravenberch, 72 passes, 3 tackles won, 8 recoveries, touches, 90 touches. So dribbling, 1 out of 2, interceptions, 2, duels 1, 4 out of 8. Now obviously the duels 1, that's again where he will become stronger. Hopefully he'll be that more destructive midfielder. Again, that's may not be his game, but hopefully that's an opportunity for him to improve that defensive tackling part of his game, as we know offensively what he can do was a defensive tackling one. But however, I thought he played really well. At times when we weren't doing so well, there was a bit of a gap between him and I thought McAllister and Sobbs, too big a gap, and that's what we've got to work on, keeping that more compacted. I'm sure that'll be worked out on the playing field before we play Manchester United, which will be a Sunday. So again, that'll be interesting again just to see how we evolving as a team on the Slot. But he's done really, really well. I'm really proud of what he's been doing. Virgil, 100 games, only 2 losses. El Capitano, fantastic. Only 2 losses, 100 games at Anfield. Says a lot about the man, says a lot about his impact in terms of the team for the time he's been there. So really well done. Overall, we deserve the win. We created more chances. So when I look at the stats, possession-wise, 63% against their 37. 2.65 unexpected goals. 2 goals, so a little bit less than what expected. However, I think the last 2 games have shown us we're very, very clinical. We're a clinical team at the moment. Yeah, I feel, yes, volume of chances may be less, but we are putting away more accurately the chances that we do create. We really had, I think, control of the game. 19 shots. So, when I look at it, I'm looking at this and thinking to myself, steady as it goes and looking solid. Now, I know at times the fans were a bit disappointed because of the pace. At times we were a bit slow. However, we were more controlling, authoritative. I never really felt we were going to lose that game. I kind of felt we would get the points, but just wanted to get more chances in, more creation. But when I feel Slot will implement what he wants from the team, we'll see that hybrid of pace and yet control. So it is something new for the fans to get used to, and at times Anfield was a bit quiet. But we're learning and experiencing a transformation in a sense. It's not a big transformation because there's not that big a transformation to make under what Klopp did, but it's an evolvement from anarchy and chaos to more control, and I think that will hopefully give us a lot more points this season and make us a lot more confident in terms of getting results. So good result, 2-0, well done. There will be another post from me where I'll be giving an update in regards to transfers out and any transfers in. But 2-0, 6 points in the bag, 2 clean sheets. Come on, your Reds.